peeps? This is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and I'm bringing you a deck review of the Miracles Now deck by Gabrielle Bernstein. So this is a 62 card kind of affirmations type deck. You could definitely use it for, readings or divination if you wanted to. But it works just as well by just pulling a card for the day and giving yourself a little affirmation for the day. Okay, so let's put this in proportion. It is not that big of a box. I can palm this and I don't have like man hands or anything, but it says inspirational affirmations and life-changing tools. So let's go ahead and take a look at her box. I saw this at Barnes & Noble, and Barnes & Noble was having a bit of sale, so hey, I thought, and I picked it up. Okay, and it is a nice thick box, and it's got this nice little flap. Just keep your cards safe. It's not magnetic closure or anything, so if I tip this upside down, that'll all come falling out, so let's not do that. Okay, so there's the inside, and there are our cards. All right, so let's look at, this is one of the extra cards. So it tells you a little bit about Gabrielle Bernstein. Dear Spirit Junkie. So there you go. So I just kind of leave that in there. And as you can see, it has some beautiful silver edging. And sometimes with the edge decks, whether they be in gold or silver, sometimes the cards get sticky. I didn't get any of that stickiness. I mean, there was initial stickiness, when I was pulling them all apart. But once they were apart, they never like re-clung back together, which sometimes happens, but not with this deck. Okay, so first of all, like, I love those colors. I mean, just the whole galaxy color thing, totally into it. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the cards. I do want to say that it is nice, thick cardstock, so these aren't flimsy in any way. They are like, I guess, Instagram square. Yeah, but they're not huge or anything. I think, at least to me, they're kind of small. Okay, so I am going to be showing you all the cards. So if you want to be surprised, I suggest you fast forward. I know that this isn't like a brand new deck, but not everybody has seen every single deck that the world has to offer. Even I own quite a few decks. I mean, I'm still coming across decks on the internet where I'm like, oh wow, that's cool, I've never seen that before. But look at these, like, when in doubt, I choose to see peace. So not only is this just a good affirmation, and maybe, I could put this on my altar and, kind of think about it or meditate on it, but I could also read with it, and it's, to me, kind of, no pun intended, all about reading between the lines. I think that these are just tools, and messages kind of flow through them into the reader, to be able to give a loving message or a healing message to the person that they are reading for. So like, let's say even this one, sleep is a spiritual practice. And somebody was asking a question about why they weren't, why it seemed like there was some sort of a block, let's just say on receiving money in their life, like they had some sort of a money block, and let's say this card came up. Maybe it's that they're burning the wick at both ends, so to speak, and they're not allowing their minds and their bodies to receive that rest, and so it's like they're creating their own block. So, something like that, I'm just saying. And that just kind of came out of nowhere. I'm like, so maybe one of you guys needed that message. I pray before I pay. And I like that this like little background in here isn't the same for every card. I like that it switches it up a bit. I just love these little sayings. And I just love looking at, like, it's visually awesome. And the little sayings are just enough to get my intuition pumping. Get pumped. Get pumped. Get spiritually pumped. Peace is in my pulse. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. I am not the victim. I am the lighthouse. And again, very simple, but powerful messages. You know, there are messages that need to be heard and worked with, you know? And I don't find it, you know, trite at all. Oops, sorry, there was one more in there. By spreading loving energy, I attract more love. You know, it's not just a meme, let's say for Instagram, but if you really meditated on it and you really were trying to figure out, okay, how does this apply to my life? Why is this card coming up? You know, are there areas of my life where I'm blocking my loving energy from, you know, coming out? So think of those types of things, you know, if you are interested in getting this deck, or maybe you already have this deck and you're trying to figure out how to use it for readings. You know, you can kind of think of it that way. Okay, so let's go ahead and give this deck a shuffle. I have to kind of be careful because they kind of twist on me, and I don't like reading reversals. That's not my bag, and plus I wouldn't do it for what I consider to be oracle cards anyway. Stop turning around. Okay, well, let's go ahead and put these down as if we were doing a 3-card spread, like a past, present, future, let's say. Okay, so we have in the past, I can find peace in every breath. In the present, I speak with confidence because the world needs my light. How does this affect our future? I can change my patterns when I change my mind about them. So yeah, definitely workable as a reading type deck, as well as just choosing a card for the day. All right, so let me know what your thoughts are on this deck if you have it. If you have any questions for me about maybe more questions on how I work with it, definitely leave that in the comment section below. And if you dug this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and I will catch you homies later. Peace out.